welcome back.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the One Body Podcast. I am your co-host, Juice.
And I'm Toya. Welcome back to episode 9. Last episode, we said we're probably going to stop numbering them, but we're still going strong. So welcome back.
It just helps us remember how far along this journey we are.
Yeah.
And, we've been trying to stay consistent with giving you the podcast. So hopefully you've been enjoying them so far. And we have a lot of good topics. We also did some question boxes on our social media just to ask what topics you want to listen to. So whether you are leaving ratings or comments on our social media, let us know what you like to hear, because it really helps us create content that you want to listen to. So
Yeah. So today we have a fun episode. We get a lot of questions on doing nutrition topics, but obviously that topic is so broad. And so we like to look at like what we get asked the most regarding nutrition, or things that, especially on the app, questions that we get often. And for us, if we get a question a lot, like a lot of different people asking the same thing, then we know it's something that probably we should discuss. And one of those is the topic, I guess you could call it, of cheat meals, or that can I have this, can I eat this mentality. So that's kind of what we want to discuss today.
For sure. So before we get into things, let's do a little housekeeping. Be sure to first off subscribe to our newsletter. We're dropping some emails. We're doing some in-person workouts. So if you're in the LA area, be sure to subscribe to our newsletter to get more information about that. We're trying to get more in person. Over the last 2 or 3 years, we've built this sort of online community, which required us not to leave the house. But now, we do miss getting out in front of people, training people. So this is our way to kind of get out into the community and host some different workouts. So if you're in the LA area, be sure to subscribe to our newsletter. And we would love to one day, maybe when Jakai is a little older, we will venture out and travel to different cities. So let us know where you'd like us to come.
Yep. And then also don't forget about our Juice and Toya app. Your first week is free. A lot of people also mention, like, if I only do the follow alongs, is the app still beneficial? Absolutely. All of the follow along workouts, not only do we put them on the app early, but they also are ad free. You get one-on-one messaging, but also we highly encourage everyone to give circuit training a try. That's how we train. And just even at one of our workouts, someone asked me, like, is this really the weight that you use in the videos? And the answer to that is no. And we talk about that a lot in the YouTube videos too. I go way heavier than what's in the YouTube videos, and we talk a lot about that on the app as well. So if you're interested in training how we train, it's the majority of the app. So go check that out. Your first week is free. We'll drop the link in the show notes, the description, wherever you're listening to this. Yep. And then lastly, check out our Juice and Toya merch. Actually, the sweater I'm wearing is part of our merch.
I love it. Hey, be sure to get that before it sells out.
Yeah,
because
so
I think we got
a lot
a
of
few
the
left.
styles, once they sell out, they're gone. So make sure you check out our merch as well. So,
for sure.
Cool.
And that pretty much wraps it up. Let's get into it today. So today's topic is all about nutrition, in the sense of just your perception of what foods that you like to eat, and kind of having that balance. Because I think that's a big thing a lot of people struggle with, is when you're trying to reach a goal, yes, you have to be very mindful about your nutrition. A lot of people struggle with nutrition because they're kind of unsure on what they should be eating. We get this question a lot, like, what should I eat?
Yep.
Can I
eat this?
That's the big one. Can I eat this? Can I eat that? And what is the answer that we always give them?
You can eat whatever you want. That you can have whatever you want.
Yes.
And so essentially what we want you to look at is the food that you're asking us. 9 times out of 10, it's something like, can I have chocolate chip cookies? Can I have ice cream? It's usually something that I don't like to use the word it's bad, because nothing is bad. We want you to look at the food that you're asking about is what's in it. And are these ingredients, or is this food essential to my goals, or is it essential to my goals right now? Is it going to hinder my goals right now? Because a lot of the times the food that you're asking because you're trying to reach a certain goal. And so you're wondering, is this going to be beneficial or hinder the path to my goal? And so if you look at what that food is, instead of just looking at it as a cookie, what is it? It's probably mostly carbs and fat in a cookie, right? And so if you need protein right now, you're looking to get majority of your macronutrient as protein, then yeah, that cookie is probably not beneficial to your goals because it's probably soaking up majority of the carbs and fat that you need for the day, leaving you with little to no micronutrients for the rest of the day, right? And so the answer might be in that moment, like, that cookie is not going to be beneficial to helping you reach your goals, and it could hinder your goals if you're trying to lose body fat. If you're trying to be at a maintenance level, then yeah, that cookie may not have that much, what's the word I'm looking for? It may not deter your goals right then, because if you're more of a maintenance phase, you have a little bit more leeway. But if you are trying to lose body fat and you have cookies every single day, then yeah, that's something that will definitely deter your goals. So if I tell you like, no, you can never have a cookie, that's bad. One, that's going to make your perception of food as bad or good, which we don't want you to have. But also that's not the correct answer, right? And so really just having you look at the food that you're asking, can I have this? What is it? What is in it? And is that whatever's in it, are those ingredients good for your goals right now?
Yeah. And usually when y'all ask us this, it's usually for validation. Right. And it's usually for validation of a food that you kind of know isn't the best for you, but you're trying to kind of create this negotiation. Can I still have this and still reach my goal?
But then also, if Juice and Toya said I can have it.
Exactly. Because then y'all are going to go around and say, yeah, well, Juice said I can have a chicken sandwich every day and still reach my goal. You know what I mean? So that's why we don't like to say you can't have this or can't have this, but we always preface it by saying, look, it really just depends on, like she said, are you trying to reach a goal? And do you have a time frame of when you're trying to reach this goal? Or if you're just in maintenance mode, you're trying to maintain, and look, this is just maybe once every couple of weeks you like to have this thing, it's not going to deter you. But if it's something that you're trying to negotiate to have every single day,
or often,
or very often, then 9 times out of 10 is probably something that you shouldn't have very often. You know what I mean? And it's something that you struggle with giving up. And you're trying to access for validation of trying to fit it in. And then another thing I want y'all to go listen, if you haven't already, listened to the podcast about where we talked about calories and macronutrients. That's really going to give you pretty much the answer to all your questions. Like she's asked, like if you want that chocolate chip cookie, you look at it from a macronutrient perspective, right? If you know you're heavy on carbs for the day, heavy on fat, and you have barely any protein, that cookie's not going to help you. You know what I mean? So, or same thing with fried chicken sandwich or pizza, right? If it's high fat and you're
trying to stay within a
certain range, it's probably something that you shouldn't have. So that's where learning more about your food can be helpful with really understanding what you can and can't have. Yeah.
And again, this goes to like looking at your specific goal, because if you're someone that you're not trying to lose body fat right now, you're really in maintenance, and you can fit it in, and I also don't want it to be like every day you have to fit in these certain calories, but just more so saying if you're trying to hit a specific goal, then it may not be the best. But if you are just, in maintenance and overall your majority of your foods are great on micro and macronutrients, then yeah, absolutely, these things are not going to deter you from your goals. And balance, moderation is what we like to just kind of preach, because that's what's realistic also. And to his point of like fitting it in with the macros, it's more so like if you're really reaching for that specific goal, then yeah, it does make a difference. And for us, like we mentioned in that podcast too, we have an idea of the protein that we need to eat for the day and the carbs and the fats, because we used to track or have tracked in the past to where we understand that, to where now we don't really have to track as much. We more so look at the food of like, at the end of the day, if I'm still really hungry and I kind of look back at my day and I'm like, oh, I didn't get that much protein today, having a cookie isn't going to help that hunger for me because it's that satiation that I need from getting in enough protein. So more looking at it that way of, if I say like, I'm not eating cookies right now, it's usually because I'm being specific about the macros that I'm trying to hit for a specific goal. And there was a time that I posted macaroons on my story, and someone commented, was like, this is not healthy. It's not. like that's what it is, right? But if I want that macaroon, I'm going to have that macaroon. But because guess what? 99% of the rest of my day was healthy that day. And even if it wasn't, I'm not eating macaroons every single day, right? And so get out of that mindset of like, I don't know anyone that can go their entire life without having something that's not unhealthy, because at this day and age, like,
come on now,
there's so much that's unhealthy and it's realistic, right? If you're striving for majority of your foods to be whole foods, majority of your foods to be full of micronutrients, and you're getting in color and you're getting in all of the different things, you're doing a great job, right? To where if you have a macaroon, a cookie, whatever you want every once in a while, I don't think that one cookie is going to be like, oh, now you're unhealthy. End of the story, right? So
I just don't like when, this is why I struggle with posting things online sometimes, because like, what if I just wanted to post a cookie that day? Like, it looks like a great cookie, and then you got somebody like, it's not healthy. And I'm like,
but that says more about the person leaving the message and comment than to me. I probably posted another macaron the next story just for them to be like, you're right. And I had 2, probably 3. Like, it's fine, And so, but that's also, I think, that realistic that I want to post, because I don't want it to be like we eat chicken and broccoli every single day, because that also is not the case. And I don't want someone to look at it as like, to be fit, that's all you can ever eat, because that's not realistic. And we'll get into, we have our cravings, we have our things that we want that aren't, the best. So we'll kind of get into that too, and kind of teaching you how, when those things come up, because majority of the time we don't eat like that. We try to keep our foods mostly within reaching our goals, depending on what our goal is for that time. But another big one too is alcohol. Can I drink? Can I have wine and reach my goals? Can I do these things? And that answer is, you can, but it's going to make it a lot harder to reach your goals. And so that's kind of the thing with any of the foods that you're asking. Majority of the time, it's, you can, but it's probably going to make it harder for you to reach that specific goal.
And it also depends on how you look at fitness too. Like, we look at fitness, me and Toya, we look at fitness from a performance perspective. So like, when it comes to alcohol, I'm not going to sit here and say we haven't had a drink ever, you know what I mean? But like, we also do understand from a performance perspective. Let's say I have a wine on a Sunday, and I know I have a big leg day on Monday. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't want to feel a certain way tomorrow. So that kind of, help me judge like what I should have in that decision. So we'll get into it. So let's have a little fun real quick. So we like to play a little hypothetical sometimes, because everything isn't real life. But the purpose of this is for a lot of you watching this to really get an understanding that, look, we 95% of the time we're eating nutritious meals because, like I said, we're more performance based. We want to feel good, and we want to be able to perform well whenever we go to the gym. We don't get a chance like we used to be able to go to the gym and really get in efficient workouts. So now we value that more than ever, which is why the foods that we put into our body really have to supplement our workouts. So, but when we want something, or when it's the time, like for example, we just had Chakai's birthday. There was cake. Her sister made a cookie cake. It was amazing. I had multiple pieces of that cookie cake because I was not going to let that go to waste. It was really good. But I felt it, right? I felt the next day. I felt the bloat. I felt everything that came with that cookie cake, but I wasn't going to stop myself from enjoying it just because I'm like, I'm trying to be healthy. You know what I mean? So with that being said, we're going to play a little game real quick. And by game, I'm going to ask you, you're going to ask me, what are your top 3 foods? And they don't even have to be just like super quote unquote unhealthy, but what are your top 3 foods that, if calories didn't count for a day, if you didn't feel the aftermath of, what how the food makes you feel, in a perfect world, if calories didn't count, if macronutrients didn't count, what are 3 foods or things that you would indulge in?
You want me to go first?
Go ahead, because I can go first.
First, I'm a big sweet tooth. And so I think my first would be all-encompassing sweets, but 2 specifically, I love like a funfetti or like a white vanilla cake with white icing. I love it. And if it has sprinkles on it or in it, even better. More prefer the sprinkles in it, but a good funfetti cake is that's my go-to. And chocolate. I love dark chocolate. Don't get me wrong. I know it's better for you, but I'm talking like milk chocolate with cane sugar. Cane sugar. Love a good melty chocolate. But Both of those things I don't have very often. So in your scenario, if I could eat that every day, I would. If I ate it every day now, I would feel sick. Like, So definitely those two things. So that counts as two, or that count as one, just sweets?
That can be two.
Okay. And then the other thing, I love chicken. Love chicken. So I could eat chicken breast every single day. Like, I love it. But chicken tenders with good crispy breading, which requires it to probably be fried.
But not too much breading.
Yeah, it has to be like good, just crispy. I would eat chicken tenders every day, and I'm going to add in their sauce. So that's another thing I don't have very often. So yeah, sweets, funfetti cake, chocolate, and good crispy chicken tenders with sauce.
Wow, that's pretty good. Y'all might be able to hear our son.
This is insane. I'm about to look at the time. I'm sorry.
He's awake.
Oh, wow.
He took a short nap. He just had his 1 year appointment, so he's not feeling the best.
We may have to go grab him. We're gonna try to get at least halfway through, and
we're gonna try to get halfway through.
Yeah.
All right, for me, so Toya's as you can see, she's more of a sweet tooth. I am more of a savory guy.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna start with my sweet. I'm very specific with my sweets. I'm not like, I'm not like chocolate. Like, I'm very specific. My favorite dessert of all time, if I was gone tomorrow and I had to have a dessert today, what am I having?
Key lime pie.
Key lime pie.
Key lime pie.
Man, it's something about it. My mom put me on the key lime pie at a very young age, and like, it's just something I just love to have. Like, there's a restaurant down the street from us. It's seasonal, and when it's in stock, Toya gets, sometimes she's been better. She only gets me slices now, but in the past she would get the whole pie. And that pie, I'm gonna be honest with you.
And I can eat a little of it. I don't eat much of it. Like, I'm not big on key lime pie, so I'd say like 80% he would eat that.
Yeah, you gotta say it with a little twang. Key lime pie is my favorite, and that pie would be gone in like 3 days. Like, I just can't. I'm also like a type of person where, like, I binge on it because I don't want to eat it for a long period of time.
Yeah, that is.
I'm a binger. Yeah. Like, once I have something, I probably won't eat it for a year, but I binge for like 3 days on it, and then I'm done.
And
like,
then you're good.
I'm good for the 365. So key lime pie. Start with my sweets. Number 2, I would probably say, as of recent, the last couple of years, like Chinese food.
Wow. Okay.
Chinese and Japanese has been my favorite. But I've always, Japanese for sure, especially with sushi. That's a bucket list of mine. I want to go to Japan one day. But Chinese and Japanese, I put those in the same boat. Those are just equally what I crave sometimes. Not that they're the same. But lastly, I would say chicken tenders or something like that, chicken sandwich. But I haven't been like
big on it
lately. But I would say just a good burger. But I put it like this: I want to make the burger. It's not from a specific place. Like, I like being in control of my food sometimes. And with burgers, I've been very specific on what I like. So I'd make like a solid burger, like a smash burger.
Can I give you an honorable mention that you did not add that you should add?
What?
Chips. He will eat a bag of barbecue chips in 30 seconds. If I buy chips for him, it's the same thing as like the key lime pie. He would just eat them all so that they're gone.
Yeah, I just don't want them in my sight. Yep. So I try to get, there's no portion control with me and chips.
It's one of those, like, we don't buy it because it'll be
if it's in the house, it's gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's one of, like, that's a quick tip. If you don't buy it, you can't eat it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good one. But as of lately, I've been burnt out with chips. I haven't had them in a while. So, but yeah, those are my top 3 honorable mention. Again, we say all this to say we love these indulging foods too. Like, we don't, like she said, eat chicken and broccoli every day. We don't like force ourselves to like eat like rabbits, and for lack of better words. Like, we like to enjoy these foods whenever, especially like in a few weeks, we're going to visit our family back in Kansas City, back in Houston, Texas, where you got the food is hard to avoid. You got to have it. You know what I mean? And these are foods that I only have a couple times a year. You know what I mean?
So let's kind of talk about that. Brings us to our next point. So there are things that we like to indulge in too, but the reason that we don't have them often is because we eat so well majority of the time. When we do indulge in these foods, we don't feel good, right? And so mostly, especially like when we go home, it's usually extended over 10 days because we try to do both at the same time. And so it's a lot of family time, indulging in foods. Our movement probably isn't the same as it is here because our workouts turn more into getting things done quickly so that we can go enjoy family time or more just walks and things like that. So we come back usually feeling not so great. And so we've kind of turned to when we are home, we try to just stick to things that really are worth it for us because we don't like feeling not good. So for example, if I were to have cake every single day, or if we're going somewhere and it's celebratory and I'm eating cake for a long time, like I just feel bloated and groggy, which then in turn affects my workouts and it affects my mood and how I sleep and things like that. So it's just, you kind of find what's worth it for you and what still makes you feel good. And so like he said, Jakai's birthday, first of all, my sisters came into town. They are not here often. I don't get to see them often. And so when my sister made that cookie cake, like I've never got to try her cookie cakes that she makes. She just recently started making them. So of course I'm not going to be like, oh no, I'm not going to try that. Like, of course I'm going to have some of it. And it was really good. That was a 1 or 2 day thing. And then it's like, okay, that doesn't mean like go buy another cookie cake because that cookie cake is gone, right? It's something that it's celebratory. It's memories that you're making. And so this kind of brings me to like when people say vacation, a lot of times people are like, I'm scared to lose all of my progress on vacation. When that's not going to happen. You know, if you've been consistent for a long time going on vacation, right. But the same thing on vacation, just because you're on vacation doesn't mean just like go wild just because you're on vacation and almost like binge just because you're on vacation. Eat the things that are worth it to you. If you're traveling to a place that you've never been, or there's foods or different types of cuisines that you don't have on a regular basis, you know, try to indulge in those things because you're going to go back home. You're not going to have those things. And my sister actually said that when they were here, Charlie wanted Chick-fil-A and my sister was like, we have Chick-fil-A at home. We're not going to have, you know, like there are things that when you're here or when you're traveling or, you know, going to places you haven't been in a long time or have never been before.
Get if you were at home.
Exactly. And so kind of look at it that way too, is like things that are worth it to you, and worth it is different for everyone. For some people, it's comfort food that they don't get often when they go home, where people who live in those areas might be like, that's not worth it. But for people that are traveling there, it reminds them of their childhood, or it reminds them of different memories. Or for us going to Germany, a big thing was schnitzel. So if someone has schnitzel all the time or often, or they're around it where they get good authentic schnitzel, they're probably like, that's not worth it. But to someone like me, it was more than worth it, because when am I going to be able to go back to Germany and have that? And that brought back so many childhood memories. So worth it for you is different than worth it for other people too.
For sure. And when it comes to vacation, 9 times out of 10, you're training for vacation. You know what I mean? So before we went to Europe, we worked out really hard over the course of like probably say 6 to 8 week period, because we knew like we're going to enjoy ourselves, whatever that means. Like if we want a particular food, is there something that we see, we're going to enjoy it. You know what I mean? So we didn't want to be, go throughout that trip like, oh, like counting macros. Like that's not fun. And that's not, you're not really living in the moment.
Exactly.
When it comes to the food that you're enjoying. So, and that's another thing too, is like we also, and not to say that these things cancel each other out, but we like walked a lot, which again, even when I'm on vacation, I don't like to eat certain things because I don't like to feel.
You don't want to feel groggy and fatigued your entire vacation.
Exactly. So like, for example, when we were in Hawaii, like we stayed in a bathing suit. I didn't want to feel bloated and like gross every day. So we kind of had a good balance of foods that we wanted to enjoy, and then foods that just helped us feel good, especially if we were hiking or doing something active as well. So
so now that we've brought up these foods that we do like to enjoy and we don't have them often, there are still cravings that come up, right? And so let's kind of talk about when we do get those cravings, what we do, because I know that's another question we get often is like, but I do want chocolate every single day. What do I do to not eat the chocolate every single day? So there are ways that we like to I use the word substitute, but I don't want it to be substitute in terms of like, oh, instead of having this, substitute it with this. Because if you want the real thing, you want the real thing, right?
Yeah.
So I like to look at it more as like, I'm having a sweet craving. Do I really want this chocolate or do I just want something sweet? So I'm someone that after dinner, I have to have something sweet. I've always been like that. But that something sweet for me can be as simple as eating ripe strawberries with cocoa whip, right? There are times where I eat that and I'm like, I still want the chocolate. Then I have the piece of chocolate, right? Yeah. But there are times where I'll have something a little healthier and I'm good. It's just I needed something sweet, right? Yeah. And so having fruit for me, sometimes will do that. Like there are some people that are like, I don't want the fruit, right? And so then you might find something else that does it for you that still helps you to reach your goals. But for me, or sometimes I'll have dark chocolate or anything with cocoa whip usually does it for me. And like every once in a while, I'll drizzle some honey. There are times too where I'll make a protein shake at night and I'll make it really thick. So it's almost like a frozen bowl. Chop some fruit on top, have some cocoa whip, and that does it for me.
That's a hack right there. Turn your protein shake into an acai bowl.
Into a bowl, yep. Yeah. And that way I'm still getting in my protein. Majority of the times at night, because I'm still breastfeeding, I'm hungry. Like my stomach was growling when we laid down last night.
I was literally. Like, is that a bear in here?
Yeah, and it's because Jakai fed a little more yesterday because he was a little cranky from his shots, and so I knew like I need some protein, right? And so a lot of times I kind of get that 2-in-1 where I still get a little bit of protein, but I can make it sweet if I want to with the fruit. And so just find things for you that allow you to satisfy what it is you're trying to reach. And so if it's something like a salty craving or you need something savory, that's where like a lot of people like to eat pickles or like things like that. So just finding something that is satisfying that craving for you, but is still helping you to reach your goals too.
But a big thing when it comes to that is also just understanding portion control too. You know what I mean? Because Toya is really good. Like when she wants something sweet, she's really good about like,
I can have just one piece
of chocolate. She can have a little square of chocolate and she's good. Like she's like good for the night. You know what I mean? But a lot of people kind of don't have that.
They want the whole bar
control.
Of chocolate.
Like I don't want just one Oreo. I need half the box. You
half
know what I mean?
Sleeve,
you know what I mean? But also that's where, again, I think it's important, especially if you haven't already, to track your foods because you shouldn't be able to eat that much. You know what I mean? If you want something sweet at the end of the day, you shouldn't be like still hungry to where you can eat a half a sleeve of Oreos. It should be something that just satisfies like your taste buds. You know what I mean?
And that's a good point because if you are feeling like ravenous at the end of the day, did you get in enough of your nutrients throughout the day? So that is another good point where tracking can be helpful. Just even for a little bit, if you find every day that you are starving at the end of the day, I would suggest just like tracking for a week just to see like what am I missing? Am I missing some fats? Am I missing some protein? Am I only getting carbs to where I'm crashing at the end of the day every day? Right. So it can just be helpful for you to see. Again, doesn't need to be forever. It doesn't even need to be a long time, just to give you an idea of why am I feeling like this?
Yeah, and I put it like this: how many times have we gone to a restaurant where, you know, we had a great, and it doesn't mean we're like eating bad, but like we're full from the meal.
Yeah.
Right? We ate the meal and then they come with the dessert menu and there's something on the menu we would get, but we're like,
I'm so full.
I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good for the day. I don't like if I eat this, I'm just not going to enjoy it because I ate.
My stomach will hurt.
My stomach will hurt, right? So make sure you're getting enough nutrients and food throughout the day to where you're not binging on something because you're still hungry. Like a lot of people can eat a pint of ice cream or they can get after a half, not eat the whole thing, but a half gallon of ice cream just because they're still hungry and now they're taking it out on that ice cream.
Not taking it out.
I mean, that's what happens though. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they kind of binge on that. So make sure you're getting enough food throughout the day to where if you do want something sweet, you're able to have that portion control and is able to satisfy you and you can kind of move on and create a healthy relationship with your food throughout the day. So another thing we want to talk about, this is a huge one because we get asked this all the time and it's just a cultural thing with just food and social media. But do you guys eat cheat meals or cheat days? Do y'all have cheat days? And this is where we don't like to. This is where the bad relationship with food starts. Is like you're creating this system where throughout the week, you might be eating healthy or you could be depriving yourself. Who knows what it is? And then you get to Saturday, it's like, all right, here's my free day. You go crazy, you have everything you want, and then you start the system right over. This is where when people ask us, can I still reach my goals doing this? And this is where it depends, because no, it doesn't depend. You can't, and here's why here's why I say this. When you kind of create a bad relationship with food like this, now you're looking forward to just binging. You create this binging culture to where like you just create this day where you're just eating whatever you want. And again, this goes back to, is this going to supplement you, for the next day, even 2 days after? Because I think a lot of people think like, oh, the burn it off mentality.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to eat all this food today, and then Sunday I'm back on my grind. I'm back on my healthy foods. I'm going to burn it off tomorrow and do a workout or a long run. And that's not how it works.
Nope.
Your body takes time for your body
to
digest, to process all of this. Food. For lack of better words, junk that you could be potentially eating.
Yep.
And I think that's where people kind of run into an issue with just kind of that cheat meal.
Yeah, and we see it a lot especially in fat loss, because if you think about fat loss occurs through a caloric deficit. Mm-hmm. So if you're in a deficit Monday through Friday, how quickly that deficit is gone, even just from Saturday. We haven't even gotten to Sunday yet, right? Yeah. And so then a lot of people, we get that frustration of like, I eat so good during the week, but they don't say during the week. I eat so good during the week, and then Saturday and Sunday, well, I just had this or I just had that, and that just is the difference maker. And we don't want to hear it, right? We don't want to have to eat good Monday through Sunday, only Monday through Friday, right? And so this is where don't look at it. Don't call it a cheat meal. Yeah. Call it, I'm craving a slice of pizza, or I'm craving ice cream, whatever it is. Fit it in somehow, right? Yeah. But understand that if you're going to have that ice cream, that's probably taking 30 grams of your fat away for the day. Is that worth it to you? For some, that might be a yes. For some, that's like, no, it's not worth it, right? Yeah. And so that's where you look at the food. What is it that I'm craving? What is that food? And is it beneficial to my goals? And we get it. Like, we should be able to, I'll never forget, a client told me I should be able to still drink wine and lose fat.
I should.
Tell your body. Don't tell me. Your body don't know. Trust me, I know. Like, there are things that I should be able to have funfetti cake if I want it, right? Yeah. But it doesn't work that way, unfortunately, right? And so this is where looking at that food and really understanding what that food is. Mm-hmm. So then if you are craving pizza, but you still want to reach your goals, can you make it yourself and still satisfy that craving? We love making these lavash bread pizzas that are like 30 to 40 grams of protein, maybe like 25 grams of carbs, and like 10 grams of fat. That is the whole lavash bread. That's probably less than one slice of pizza if you went out to eat pizza.
And that's what we would call, for lack of better words, a substitute, right? Then just ordering a pizza, who knows what they're putting in that pizza.
Yeah, so we don't want you to be like, oh, you can never have pizza. How can you have pizza and still make it to where you can reach your goals? Because we do want you to be able to have these things. So that's like, for us, we cook majority of our meals. And a lot of times people are like, you don't go out to eat. We do go out to eat occasionally, but for us, it makes us feel better. It's also more cost effective.
It's expensive.
But also now, I don't want to speak for you, but we also want Jakai to have quality food. And I want him to eat well. I don't want to start his digestive system off bad. And I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. He shouldn't have sugar. He shouldn't have these things, right? So even like his smash cake, I made it myself because I don't want to start him off. It's not fair to him. He doesn't get to choose the foods that he eats, right? There are things like fast food. It's not good for him. It's not good for you. It's not good for me, right? Mm-hmm. And so I don't want to give him these things when he doesn't need them, right? And so if I have control over that, if we go out to eat, I still want to make sure he's getting quality foods, right? And so it's also limited where we go to eat, how often we go out to eat, because now that he's eating also, that takes into account as well. And so, like we make majority of our foods because of that reason, because then we have control over what's in it. And like he said, if he wants a burger, he'd rather make it himself because he knows he can satisfy that craving of having a burger, and it's probably going to make him feel better, and it's probably going to taste better because you're in control of the ingredients that you put in it too.
So with all that being said, I would say to create a system of sustainability, right? So, it's not realistic to say you won't have cake ever. You won't have a burger. You won't have chicken tenders, right? It's not realistic to say that. But you got to create a system of sustainability where if you want to create things that satisfy those cravings that helps you stay on track with your goals, that's what you got to do. You know what I mean? Or again, understanding your food, understanding macros will help you, for lack of better words, fit those things in to where you can still enjoy it and still reach your goals. Again, that's what it's all about. So,
and there are going to be things that you can't make at home, right? Like, for example, if we went to a restaurant that had schnitzel, and it's like, we can make schnitzel at home, but if you want authentic, it's not. There are things that like, it's not the same that you can't make at home. But then there are things that you can make at home that you're like, I could make this better. And a big thing that he likes to do is if we do go somewhere to eat, he is like, okay, I want to try to replicate this and make it at home. And there are so many things that we make at home. It ends up being a fourth of the price and it tastes better, And so that's another thing. If you are craving something, you want to go out to eat, to have it, see if you can make it yourself, So,
All right. You want to go get him?
Yeah, I'll go grab him really quickly.
He's ready to come out. So it's fitting. We're going to bring Jakai out for our dad jokes section of the podcast. So Toya's going to go get him. But with all that being said, if you enjoyed this podcast today, let us know, what are your top 3 favorite foods that you love to enjoy? And also maybe even talk about some of the foods that you've struggled with that you want to include, but you struggle with portion control. You struggle with implementing them into your nutrition and still reaching your goals. And maybe we even reach back out to you and just kind of give you some tips on how you can kind of manage that. But let us know what your favorite foods are, some things that you've learned to maybe even create yourself to where you can fit it in a healthy manner to where you can kind of continue on your goals today. So or
say hello.
Whenever.
Can you
hi.
say da 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 da?
Say da da. Say don't be shy now.
Can you say da 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 da?
Da da. Well, welcome Jakai to the podcast. He's a 1-year-old now. Y'all wish Jakai a happy belated birthday. He's a big boy now. He's officially a toddler.
Can you
clap. Show me claps. Clap. Yes. Good job. Hey, Jakai, we got some dad jokes. Are you ready?
Yes.
Mama first, though.
Okay. You want to say the dad joke? Okay. How do you know if a vampire is feeling unwell?
How do you know if a vampire is feeling unwell? I feel like I've heard this before. How do you know if a vampire is feeling unwell?
Do you know the answer, Jakai? How do you know if a vampire is feeling unwell?
I don't know.
He'll be coughing. He'll be coughing. Because vampires.
I got it. I definitely feel like I heard that before, but that's the beauty of dad jokes. You might have heard it before, but it still gets you.
Yeah.
Still gets you.
I got one more. All Where do pirates buy their books? Where do pirates get their books? Or their clothes?
Wait, books and clothes?
Books, clothes.
Walmart.
What? Even Jakai is smiling at that.
I don't know.
Secondhand shops.
Wow.
Da-doom.
Wow.
All right, Daddy's
All right,
turn.
my dad jokes are more fitness related today. Why did the bodybuilder quit working at the gym? Or how did the bodybuilder stop working at the gym?
How did the bodybuilder stop working at the gym? How did he stop? Or why did he stop?
How did he stop working at the gym? Like, what did he do to stop working at the gym? Like, okay, I'm gonna put it like this. It's not more of a question. It's more of just like a statement. So the bodybuilder, he stopped working out, right? He just lost a passion for fitness. He stopped working out. You know, he started.
Stopped working out or stopped working at the gym?
He stopped working out. He just didn't want to be in the gym no more. He just stopped working.
Okay.
So why did he do it? What did he do to stop working? He handed in his 2-week notice.
So he stopped working, not working out.
Both of them. He lost the passion for fitness. All right, that'll shake it. That'll shake. Insert booze. Yeah, I tried to.
Okay.
I've been trying to make these dad jokes fitness related because this is a fitness podcast. But it's hard.
Sometimes you got to pull out the vampires and pirates. Sometimes you got to pull out the vampires and pirates. Right? Okay.
All right, I got one more.
Daddy got one more.
What do you call a group of bodybuilding priests? What do you call a group of bodybuilding priests?
I don't know. I feel like I should know it.
A muscle mass.
Oh, I knew it. I knew I should know that. That's a good one.
Jakai, what do you call a deer with no eyes?
I have no idea.
All right, so we're going to wrap up this podcast today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Wherever you're listening to podcasts, Jakai, don't eat the mic. Wherever you listen to podcasts, please leave us a 5-star rating. Leave us a rating, period. Let us know if you're enjoying it. Recommend it to your friends. If there are any topics that you like, be sure to drop them down in the comments or in those ratings. It really helps us to just really understand what you want to listen to. There are a lot of topics within health and fitness that we can cover that we're very knowledgeable about, and we want to share some good information. And sometimes it's hard for us to put it into a video format for you. So this kind of helps us have create a discussion to where we can give you some good information, and also it allows us to kind of bounce ideas back and forth. So with all of that being said, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Juice and Toya, or you can follow us individually at Juice in Texas, and then at Toya Sherrill over here.
Yes.
And with that being said,
we'll see you all at the next one. Can you clap?
Clappity clap.
Clap, clap, clap.
Clap, 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 clap. Good job.